Hi everyone. So let's create this reel. In the start, there is this white background. So I'll bring in my default text, make it big, hit Windows plus dot key and select this square and increase the font size and scaling to cover the screen. Now for this line, what we're going to do is just copy this background and let's change it to green. Okay. And then we'll make it a compound clip by hitting Alt plus G. Now head on to video, add mask, select pen tool and make a line like this. And then for this part, what we are going to do is bring in our image or PNG. Okay, let's bring this down over here. Big. Okay, make this big, put it over here. Okay, and as you can see in the corners, there are some images too, but it is blurred. So I'm going to bring these images again and make it small and rotate it like this. Okay, copy this and rotate it again and put it over here like this. Okay, what I'm going to do is head on to effects, search for blur, bring blur on top of this. Okay, and reduce it a bit. Similarly, I'll bring another blur and bring it on top of this and reduce it a bit. Okay, now as you can see, there is some text also. So to do that, first I need to make this a bit smaller. Okay, then head on to default text and typing something at random. Let's make this whole thing black. Okay, and put it over here. So our animation will be this. I forgot to bring this, so I'll bring in my barcode too. Okay, all these images I have got from Google Images. Okay, just going to place it here on top. Now it will come up like this. Okay, so select this, hit transform keyframe, go ahead and hit transform keyframe again, go to the start, bring it down and let's rotate this a bit. Okay, so it will come up like this. Now hit Alt plus K and let's smoothen this out by selecting quaddies. Okay, we need to animate this too, so I'll head on to video, make this a compound clip again, mask, add mask, split and then cover this up, hit on the keyframe, go to the start and bring the keyframe over here and over here. Okay, when the cup comes in place, we have to hit this keyframe again and then drag this line over here. So you get this animation. Now hit Alt plus K and let's do the same quaddies. Okay, so you get this animation, but there are things missing. So this text animation will do. So I'm just going to select this, head on to animation. Okay, I'll select this, slide up. Okay, now for the next part, everything is zooming in. Okay, so to do that, we have to simply select all of this, hit Alt plus G to make everything a compound clip. Okay, hit on the transform keyframe. Okay, go ahead over here, again hit on the transform keyframe and then go to the start and let's scale this up to get this animation. Hit Alt plus K and then let's do the quaddies. So you get this animation and after this it will suddenly go out. Okay, and the new thing will come in. So around here, around 2 seconds. I'll open this up and then select this transform keyframe. Go ahead and then just simply rotate and drag this out. So we need to rotate this fully like this. Hit R plus K and let's do the same quadries. And bring the keyframes closer. Now let's see. So when this goes out, this thing comes in. So after this comes up, copy this, okay, the background, and put it over here. Let's make it skin color, okay, something like this. Select this square which we selected, hit Windows plus dot key, and let's make this circle. Now reduce the size, okay, and as you can see it starts from behind this. So I'll just copy this, okay, delete it from outside, and what we are going to do is over here just paste it, bring it below our main, and then we have to grow this out. So from here simply just select the scale, go ahead and increase it to cover the whole screen. Hit R plus K and quadries. Okay, now let's see. So the next thing will come in and everything else will go out. So to do that, when this happens, I'll select rest of the things, which is this, select on transform keyframe, select this transform keyframe, okay, and then over here again I'll select transform keyframe on both of this, select this and drag this out, okay, just rotate this a bit, select this, rotate it a bit and drag this out, hit R plus K and let's do the same quadries animation for smooth, okay, and then for this we'll do the same thing. Okay, so you get this animation, okay, but these texts remain, text and this barcode. So let's see how it goes out. So this just covers the text and this part, okay. So I'm just going to head inside. I'll bring my barcode over here, and then I'll bring my text also over here below this circle, so it covers it up. Okay, now for the next part, this mug comes in, so just going to bring in my next PNG, okay, and as you can see now there is this red line and text is there other brands. So first let's do the design, bring in our default text. For this transparent text, what we can do is first we'll write here brands, make sure it's big, select this other and let's deselect this bold, okay, and then select stroke, okay, increase the thickness to somewhat around this and select this color, okay. Now I'll just select the main color of the text and change it to green. Make this bigger, select the brands text Next, hit Alt plus G to compound clip it. Head on to remove PG, chroma key, and then select the screen part. Increase the intensity. Okay. I can just head on inside and decrease the thickness of the stroke. Okay. Now, as you can see, it's a little bit, thin or faint. So I'm going to decrease the opacity a bit. And the animation it's coming from the right. Okay. And there is another barcode over here. So I'm just going to bring my barcode again, put it at the bottom. Okay. Head on inside my compound clip. Just copy this, head on out and paste it over here. Okay. And let's, bring it down or below. Okay. At the last. Simply just open the compound clip and let's change the color to this. Okay. And now let's do the animation. So I'll select this, hit on transform keyframe, go ahead, hit on transform keyframe again, go to the start, rotate this towards the left and drag this down. So we get this animation. Now we have to hit Alt plus K and smoothen it out using our quaddies. Okay, so let's see the animation. So these things also need to come in. So this is simple fade in and this is coming from the left. Okay. So I'll select the text, animation in, and I'll select fade in. Select this also, video, animation, fade in. Okay. So this will be the animation. Let's select these and bring it a bit ahead. And then for this, head on to animation and simply select slide left and increase the duration. Okay, so we'll get this animation. And afterwards, you can see it's going to the left and this frame is changing. So simply select the scene. Okay, hit Alt plus G to compound clip it. You have to select this transform keyframe, go ahead and drag it a bit to the left till here, hit Alt plus K, select quaddies. Okay, now we want it faster at the end and slower at the start. Okay, and hit Alt plus K to close it. Now over here we have to change the scene. So I'll bring in my background and then bring in my this PNG, make this big. Okay, as you can see over here. Okay, something like that. Bring this background a bit to the left, make it big. Okay, select this, make it small, put it over here. Now click on the keyframes on both of them. Okay, let's move them a bit to the right, both of these. Okay, and go a bit ahead, click on the keyframes again and just bring them to the left. Okay, something like this. Hit Alt plus K and quaddies on both of them. Okay, so we want it faster at the start and slow towards the end. So faster over here and slower towards the end. Same thing with this. And from here, what we have to do is basically write this text, okay, and then zoom this in. So simply just we have to just simply write the text, okay. So bring in the text layers, okay, and write the text over here, okay. And then what you have to do is select everything, okay, these two and the text layers which you just used, and hit Alt plus G to make them a compound, okay. And then just zoom out, sorry, okay. So the same image you have to zoom out. So let's do the next part, okay, which is this, okay, ending part. Okay, so what you will do is over here, after this, just when you zoom this out, bring the same image but facing to the right, and then you have to zoom this in, okay. Simple as that. Now for the next part, which is this white part, okay, you simply have to do the you know animation which you have already done, which is this circle. So copy the circle, okay, and I'm just going to delete this and I'll just paste it over here. Make this white, so it will be like this. Hit bring these closer, and for the next animation, this text is there, elevate from a, and then it will rotate. So just bring in a text. So let's bring these towards the center, okay, and let's give animation to this. So I'll just select this, select slide up on both of them, okay. So it will give like this animation, and then select both of these, hit Alt plus G, video, transform keyframe, go ahead, and then we simply have to rotate it like this, okay. So simply just rotate it. Also select the blend keyframe on this, okay, and when it's at the end, just reduce the opacity to 0. Now hit Alt plus K and let's animate this. Let's do it cubic out. Select this and cubic out, okay. And with the same rotation, we'll bring in our cup. So I'll bring the cup over here, okay. So as you can see, it's rotating from this side. So I'll just bring this over here and rotate it like this. So I'll bring the handle over here, okay, on this keyframe. Click on the blend and transform keyframe. Go ahead, tell this keyframe and rotate it. And rotate this cup like this. Also hit the blend keyframe. Now go to the start and reduce the opacity to 0. Hit Alt plus K and let's do the same thing, which is cubic out, okay. So you get this shape changing effect, okay, over here. And these coffee beans will also come in, okay. So I'll bring the coffee beans and randomly place them throughout the video. Make this small, rotate it, Okay, something like this, and they will simply come in. Okay, so head on to animation. I'll do this slide up, select this, slide right, select this, slide left. It is better if you do them manually using keyframes. Okay, this also slide right. Okay, so you get this animation, but we'll select this and bring it a bit forward because it is slow. Okay, now it's looking good. Again, you can blur some of this, so I'll just select this effects and put the blur on this. You can put blur on this too. Okay, and finally you can see that it is rotating again. So this part you can do by yourself, the rotation one which I just showed you. And the number counting, okay, I have already given you the preset, okay, which you can use for the number counting animation. So just place the number counting over here. Okay, something like this. So let's see the animation what we have created. So 1 to 2 animations I have left for you. For example, this one, this zoom out one, and this last turning animation, okay, which I did in the coffee, you have to do for this logo. Okay, rest everything is done. So hope you like this video. See you in the next.